This is how you find your purpose. You have to think about things that you went through. Life always leaves clues. So pick up the clues, right? Think about things that you consistently went through. Think about the lessons that life was continually trying to teach you. What's cooking, sweetie love? Welcome to the Dr. Drea Show, where we energetically practice limitlessness the sweet life way. So, how do you find purpose? This one is a juicy one. We're going to cook some real good stuff, okay? So, the ingredient for the day is clarity. I love it, yes, because when you're clear and you know what you want, you'll always know what you don't want. So, how do you find purpose? Well, for me, I found purpose a really weird way. I did. And for me, I've always been a creative. I've always been an artist. I always loved just being, me. Every time you see me on these videos, I'm different. I'm always doing something crazy and eclectic and all over the place, right? With me and my scarf and my hat and stuff like, I'm always doing something that's a little crazy, a little out there, creative things. You know what I'm saying? But I've always knew that I wanted to create. But I had to figure out what direction I wanted that creativity to go in. How do I find my purpose? What does that look like? What does that entail? How can I bring that to light and fruition for me to make some sense of it? I found my purpose sitting on the teller line. Now, mind you, I had been through my divorce already. And, as y'all know, the first time around, it was domestic violence and it wasn't good. It just wasn't good. And it left me in a very vulnerable place from past trauma, even things that I went through in my childhood with my dad leaving early, my mama raising her on her own, which is a lot of our stories. A lot of us have FDS, father-daughter syndrome, so it was a lot of things that was going through and going on in me and, outside of me that was affecting my environment. And I remember sitting on the teller line. And, I used to love to have organic conversations with people. That was something that just really made me happy. I was like, yes, somebody that actually is awake. They know, what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. The energy was good. But, I had to just really learn how to kind of turn myself off to a lot of low vibrational energies, conversations that I just really didn't care about. I just felt like I was just on that next dimension. I was ready for something more in my life. I knew I was ready for something more in my life. And if you're at that point where you feel like you're ready for something more, then you know that it's time to find your purpose. And that's why you were attracted to this video. So welcome, because it's time for you to figure it out, right? So I was sitting on the teller line and I had this guy come in and we had organic conversation. It was like, wow, we were talking about life and everything. And he recommended this book to me. It was called The Millionaire Messenger. And I was like, wow, I started reading it. And I couldn't believe that people were actually making money for talking. I love to talk, but not only just talk, but talk about organic things, talk about being better, because I was actually on that journey of becoming better because I knew that I was lost, but I didn't know the words for it was like past trauma. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I didn't even know what trauma was. I didn't even really know what domestic violence was. These are things that I just had started looking up and resonating with and been like, oh my God, I went through that too. And listening to other people's stories and stuff like that, doing a lot of research on what I was going through. That's how I got out of my situation. I'll make a video on that too. But sitting on the teller line, talking to him, he gave me the book, Millionaire Messenger. I started to read it. I realized that you can make money for telling your story and getting your story out there and helping other people. And it was beautiful because it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is great, And I realized that it was something bigger than me. So you always know like your calling when you know that you're tired of doing the things that you're doing, but you know that you have something bigger. And when you realize the things that you went through, and you realize that you can help somebody else that went through it, but you can help them to be better, it's bigger than you. That's when you know that it is time for you to just go hard on your mission, your purpose. My purpose is to help people to break toxic cycles. Yes. Because when you break them, you can be limitless. When you break them, you can create cycles, positive cycles around that limitlessness that's going to always help you to cultivate what you want and always help you to master your life and be able to manifest the things that you want and the kind of energy that you want, because the energy is going to be what brings you everything that you want in this lifetime. But for a long time, I resonated for so low. I was so reactionary to so many things that I didn't know that this was taking over my life. Now, that was the very beginning of my journey of wanting to be limitless, right? That's when I started writing, on my book, Limitlessness, and things started happening, and it just did not turn out the way that I wanted it. But now I know how to cultivate those things. I know how to be happy. I know how to get the things that I want. I know how not to vibrate low. And this is how you find your purpose. You have to think about things that you went through. Life always leaves clues. So pick up the clues, right? Think about things that you consistently went through. Think about the lessons that life was continually trying to teach you, right? Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, I just want to make money. I just want to make money. And that's my purpose. Okay, if that's your purpose, that's fine. Mine goes a bit deeper than that. But what you can do with that, if you are so fixated on learning how to make money and you just want to make money, maybe that can be something that you can help other people with. It's like, for me, like when I see people and I hear people talk about certain things, I'll be like, man, you should start a YouTube channel. You should, talk about being happy. For somebody that's always wanted to be happy and somebody that just wants to give people hugs and love on them. Hey, this is for you. This is your purpose. Take your corner of the world and light that shit up. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Drop the mic. That's what I'm saying. That's how you find purpose. Something that means something to you in your heart. Something that you've been chasing after your whole life. I've been chasing after being limitless. I've been chasing after being free. I've been chasing after having peace. And even the turmoil in the relationships that I had, that showed me that, man, I can help somebody with this because I'm actually free from that. I actually don't have to worry about that kind of energy anymore. I really don't. Doesn't mean that I don't get upset. Doesn't mean that I don't get mad, but I know how to transmutate it. And I'm not going to just stick there and let it stick on me because my purpose is to be happy. My purpose is to be peace. My purpose is to be limitless. Therefore, my purpose to you is to bring you happiness, peace, and limitless clarity, awareness, to know where you are, to know how to transmutate energy, to know how to change toxic cycles so you can make better cycles. Because why? Because I got a PhD in that. I was there for a long time. There wasn't nobody gonna save me but myself. That part. So when you learn your purpose, you learn yourself. You learn who you are. You know how to maneuver in this life. So think about all the things you went through. Get you a journal out and jot it down. Think about all the things that you've been through, right? And start writing some of those situations down. Now, when you write these situations down, maybe write like 3 or 4 if you can. You know what I'm saying? And then start to see how they correlate, right? What was the main lesson that you got out of that? What was it that made you feel like, man, I'm so glad that I'm better from that now. Man, I learned X, Y, Z. From mine, I learned not to let other people dictate how I move. I learned not to let my environment dictate how I'm going to act. I've learned how to create my own lifestyle around being peaceful and around being limitless. It's a world that I create on my own because the other world had already been created for me. The other world was full of what everybody else wanted and what everybody else was doing, how my parents raised me, all the conditioning, all the beliefs, until I changed that and I said, no, I actually want better for myself. So this time I'm going to give myself better, and I'm not going to be controlled by outside circumstances of what everybody else wants from me. I'm going to actually control that myself and do what I need to do for Drea. And when you learn how to do that, your life becomes more fuller. When you learn how to find purpose and you move in that mission, your life becomes fuller. So that's the key. Knowing everything that you've been through and then finding that key component of that lesson that you need to teach to the world. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even have to teach to the world. Just be the essence of it. Everybody don't want to teach. Everybody don't want to preach. Everybody don't want to be a motivational speaker or a life coach, and that's okay. So, but this gives you clarity on where you are and where you need to be. Maybe you want to work in a field of that lesson that you learned. You know what I'm saying? You never know, but be open to it, because this is how you find purpose. Because once you find your purpose, let's just say your purpose is helping people just to be brighter, to smile more. And you're the smiley face girl or the smiley face guy. You know what I'm saying? You want to be in places where you can smile. Work at a front desk. You know what I mean? We need you. We need light workers. We need people that want to shine in all shapes, forms, and sizes. There is no discrimination. But if it's your purpose, if it's your mission, you start to move in that energy. You start to cultivate a kind of essence, and you never know where that essence will take you. You know how You say people blow up overnight and things just happen. It's just like, wow, man, I didn't even know I was going to get blessed like that. You know, I just was smiling and I made somebody's day and now they're offering me a place on their show or something like that. Man, it's called being in alignment. Purpose just does the one thing that you need in your life, put you in alignment to where you want to be. Because we all know how it feels to be out of alignment, not where we want to be. We all know how that feels. And I don't want to feel that way. And I know you don't want to feel that way. So being in purpose, doing your mission, you feel in alignment. You feel better. You feel like you're resonating. You feel like, man, I'm finally being understood because I understand myself better. I'm finally being known because I know myself better, right? It's the authenticity thing. It's being grounded in who you are. Your purpose grounds you. Your mission grounds you. You have direction. You know exactly where you're going. You're not scared to face the world because the world has to face you. You're in control, right? You're in control of where you want to be. You know who you are. And that's a place for me, like, it took me so long to get there. But doesn't matter. Better late than never. Just get there. Find your purpose. Find your mission. And be in that energy. You know what I'm saying? Be in that. If you want to start a YouTube channel, start a YouTube channel. Who cares if anybody watching? This is your practice right now. You'll figure it out. And the more you start to get into you and the more you start to know you, the more you'll start to resonate, the better you'll feel. And everything will just start to align. I'm trying to tell you, because you're in that energy. Think about it. You've been practicing the other energy for so long. And where has it gotten you? Nowhere. That part right there. That's not where we want to be. We want to be in that energy that moves, that grooves, that, you know what I'm saying? That I feel free. That part right there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, find your purpose. If you need some help with finding your purpose, book a free consultation today, right now. And that link down there. Yes. And subscribe, share this with somebody that you feel needs to know their purpose. It's time for you to glow up, and it's time for them to glow up too. I'm Dr. Drea. For more audios, inspirationals, affirmationals, meditationals, motivationals, one-on-ones, and group coaching, please go to thesweetlifedoctor.com, and I'll see you on the inside.